everyone! I have recently acquired a different colorway of one of my favorite dresses, and because of that I've decided to sell the original colorway that I had. I have not done so yet, but I do intend to do that within the next few days. So I figured that now would be a good time for me to actually make this video so that I can go over some of the just different little differences in the print and in the actual dress just based on the colorway that do make them look dramatically different as opposed to just the solid color, the background. So with a lot of dresses that come in multiple colorways, of course, some of the dresses that there are will really only just change the solid background color. But something that I noticed in this dress specifically is that the details in the dress are also changed very significantly, that to me anyways, makes a really huge difference in the way I view the dress and the way that I think other people will read the dress. I figured that it would be a fun little thing to do before I no longer have two of these dresses, to just go over them and to show you the little tiny detail differences. So what dress is it? It's actually one that I've had such weird experiences with, and it's funny to me because the original colorway that I had was it was a grail for me, and to get it in acceptable condition for myself was incredibly difficult. And I ended up getting it, and then I wore it twice, and then I realized, oh my god, I don't actually like the way this looks on me. But I was lucky enough to find a different colorway of it because I do absolutely adore the print. I think that it's beautiful. I love the actual construction of the dress. It's just that that original color that I had did not flatter me, in my own opinion. So if you haven't noticed, the dress that I now have two colorways of is the Dreamy Dollhouse dress by Angelic. I now have mint and pink. It is the round JSK, not the switching one. Let's take a look. So these are the same dress, they're just in different colorways. And obviously I can't show them in super good detail when I have my camera set up like this, so I'm gonna do some detail shots and we will go over all of the little differences that are in the dresses, and you can see that for yourself and maybe you'll find that interesting. So without further ado, let's get started.
So I figured out that starting out with the waist ties would be the most appropriate thing to do, since that's where you can really see the majority of the overall print and it's nice and flat. So something interesting about this print is that you can see all of these tiny different little motifs that are all scattered throughout. At first it looks a lot more randomized, but then eventually you're able to find the similar sections here. So these are two identical, well, nearly identical waist ties, so we can really compare and contrast these two very well. I think that my favorite part about being able to look at this is being able to see the glitter on it. I think that in pictures you can't really see it very well, but it's this really beautiful iridescent gold, pinkish green color all over the tiny little accents. Something else that I really want to note is just the way that the print reads on the different colorways. You can see on all the tiny little accents that on the pink it looks a lot softer than on the mint. I don't know, it just pops a little bit more. Here you can also see there is a difference between the lace and the rickrack used on the pink and in the mint. The mint is a lot paler and is a lot more cool toned, whereas on the pink it's a lot warmer. Now starting to look at the border print a little bit more, you can kind of see, I think, the reason why it stands out a little bit more on the mint than on the pink. Everything seems to be outlined in yellow, actually, and I think that that really transitions it into the pink a lot more so than it does on the mint, surprisingly enough. And just as a side note, this pony on the print is one of my favorite things. Look at how glittery and sparkly it is, just absolutely beautiful. Here's another section of the border print, and also containing a little bit of that more all over print. You can see that there's a lot of candies all around the bottom of this dress, and those candies I think also really stand out a lot more on the mint just because of how different in terms of color tone they are than the mint. They're a lot warmer and they blend in a lot better with the pink. Now, with saying that, I don't want to say that either is much better or worse than the other. I think that they're both really beautiful, but they're very different. I think that the pink is definitely a lot softer, and the mint is a lot more it pops a lot more, and it stands out a lot more than I think the pink does. But both of them, again, I think are beautiful in just a little bit different ways. Now this section of the border print is just absolutely adorable. There's a little storybook that has actual text in it, and there's a little pony in it that I'm pretty sure matches the pony that's sleeping next to it. I wish that I could read what it says, but unfortunately I can't completely tell. So moving up from the border print up to the bodice, you can see that they're constructed pretty much the same way. It's mostly just the detail trim and the lace that's used that's different. But again, I think that it really changes the way that it reads. I think that the pink actually pops a lot more with the trim and the lace because it's a lot darker, whereas on the mint it's a lot lighter in comparison to the base color, so I feel like it really helps to balance everything out quite well.
So after I filmed those detail shots, I had to readjust my camera, so I hope that that's not too weird. But anyway, I actually also just had to refilm this segment a little bit because my neighbor started leaf blowing and I really didn't want to have that in this. It's very distracting. I also don't know if I got any of it in the earlier clips, so I do apologize for that, but it should be gone from here on end. So after showing you the details of this, I also figured that it would be good for me to put on a cord with the mint one. I'm just about to go out and get some groceries and do some errands, so I may as well just film what I'm going to wear because I do also like to document what I'm wearing. I wear this fashion as a fashion. It's what I wear pretty much every time that I leave the house. With that also being said, I also did not want to do a cord with the pink one. If you want, you can see a picture of me wearing it right here. This is one of the 2 times that I wore it. I don't really think that it's very appropriate for me anyways to wear a piece that I do intend on selling right before I plan on listing it, because even though I know that I could, like, it is still mine, I want to try and wear it as little as possible. Since then, it's already been washed and cleaned, and of course with glitter prints it is really hard to make sure that the glitter stays intact, and at the same time though, of course, I want it to be clean before I sell it. I wash all of my pieces before I send them off, so this one is nice and washed right now, and I don't want to have to put it through that again and risk having any of the glitter come off for whoever ends up purchasing it. So I will not be doing a cord with that one right now, but as I said before, you can see the picture that I put up before, or you can go on my Instagram where I have the other cord that I did with this dress. Let's get started. I'm really excited to put this dress on. It is just absolutely gorgeous. This bunny actually matches the bunny that's on here. See, look. Finally did it. It took me so long to find this one.
Oh my god.
So I hope that you guys like that cord. You will see in it that I'm not wearing the waist ties. I never really wear waist ties when I go out just because I hate wearing them while I'm driving. It makes a really awful bump in your back, so I don't really see the point in having them unless I'm going to a meet or some kind of walk around kind of thing. Or there actually are some dresses that are fitted just with the waist ties, like I actually wore this one yesterday, so the AP Gelato OP, and I think the JSK as well also do that, so I stand corrected. Sometimes I do wear waist ties, but only when I believe that they are necessary. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it interesting. And thank you so much for subscribing. I cannot believe how much this channel has been growing. It's really, really crazy to me. But of course, I really appreciate it. It makes me incredibly happy. Going off of that though, I might be switching locations for a little bit, so I don't know if videos will be a little bit delayed. I'm really trying to upload at least once a week on Fridays or Saturdays, so I hope that I can keep doing that. I'm trying to film some things right now to release slowly over a period of time, but I don't know if that will necessarily be possible, so please bear with me if that is the case. Don't forget to check out the rest of my social media. It is in the description, and if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe if you did enjoy this content, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye!